Oh my god, I'm so excited. I love him so much. I'm not sure that I'm going to make it. I'm going to read the whole Folk of the Hair series in 48 hours. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. My name is Jane and today there is another episode of my binge reading series. The series where I binge read the whole series of books, and today I'm going to binge the Folk of the Hair series in 48 hours because I love a good challenge. This is one of the most hyped up series that I ever seen. Like, so many people talk about this series. Of course, I also want to read it, and I think that the best way to read the series is in a reading vlog. First of all, just wanted to say that the books are gorgeous. Like, they are so pretty, and also the best thing is that they are fluffy paperbacks, my favorite kind of books. But except the beauty of the books, like I said, this is a really hyped up series. So let's talk about my expectations before I start reading The Cruel Prince, the first book. Okay, so The Cruel Prince, The Folk of the Air, the first book. I've seen it everywhere, especially on Book Talk, so it's hard not to expect too much, and I'm trying not to set my expectation too high because I don't want to be disappointed. But if you ask me, I think that I'm going to like those books. Like, I'm really hoping to, because so many people really love them. So I also want to join the trend and also really love them. And the reason that I think that I'm going to love the book so much is because it sounds really interesting. I don't know too much about the book because I love to dive into the story without knowing too much. But I know that this is a high fantasy story about Fae, and I actually never read a story about Fae, and I really wanted to read a story about Fae for a long time. From the synopsis, I get that this book following Jude, and Jude were taken with both of her sisters to live in a high court of fairy. So basically what I get from the synopsis is that Jude is a human and she lives in a world of fairies. And yes, the only thing that I know that there is going to be enemies to lovers relationship, and I really want to read a good enemies to lovers book. I think that the love interest is like The Cruel Prince, but again, I'm not sure. I just really want to dive in. So let's get into reading, and I will see you soon, and we will talk a little bit more about the plot and about what is going on. Okay, so I've read a little. I'm currently at page 46, and by now I really love this book. I feel like this is the fantasy book that I was waiting for. Like, I really love fantasy, YA fantasy, and not a lot of YA fantasy that I read so far was really good. And by now, everything that happened just made me really excited to keep reading. I don't know, like, until now the world building is so good. I really love the illustrations in the book. Like, you have a map in the beginning of the book, but every chapter is illustrations in the chapter number, and it's really pretty. Like I said it already, also the covers are really beautiful, and also there is really beautiful illustrations. So like, the whole overall experience was really good by now. The writing is really good and also really easy to read. The writing is from first person, but it's not like the contemporary first person style. It's actually really beautiful, and by now I really love the writing style. Like I said before, this story, the plot following Jude, a human who is living with fairies, and because she's human and everyone else is fairies, everyone treat her really bad. So by now the story is how she getting through everything and like how everything affects her. And I really love Jude's character. Like she really a badass and she really cool, and also she's logical, which I really love in main characters, because I don't like to read the story from a perspective of someone who isn't logical. The world itself is really cool. Like you see a lot of creatures and also a lot of fairies, which I really wanted to read for a long time. And I already said it, but there is enemies to lovers. And I already saw a little bit from the enemies to lovers relationship, and it's so cool, and I really want to keep reading and to see how everything is developed. So yes, by now I really love the book. It feels like a really good start. I feel like it can grow into something so much more deep. I'm only in the beginning of the book, so we will see if my opinion will change. But yes, I will get into reading and I will see you soon. I'm back and I read more than a half of the book. I'm currently at page 212. Like you can see, like more than half. I have a lot of thoughts, and actually there is a lot of really intense things that happened. So yes, let's talk about the characters. Like I said, I really love Jude, but not only Jude, because all the characters are really good. Like I don't think there is one character that I don't like. Like there is characters that I hate, but I really love the character itself and like all the building around the character. And Jude is in an enemies to lovers relationship with the cruel prince Carden, and let me tell you, Carden, wow, just he's my favorite character so far. He's so hot. I love him so much. I really love Carden, really. And also Jude, like I said, I still really love her. But not everything is good. And actually, I was really excited in the start. But now that I read more, I'm not sure what to think about the plot. I don't think that the plot is bad. Also, the pacing is good. But I predicted a lot of things by now. There were things that surprised me. Not everything was really predictable. But I feel like the main things of the plot were predictable from the start, and by now I'm not really impressed of the book. Like I really love the start, but as I read more I realized that maybe this isn't the book that I was waiting for. Like the world, the characters, everything has really huge potential in my opinion, but by now I'm not really impressed. But there is something interesting about the book. Like I really want to keep reading, although it's not like the best thing that I read and I'm not really invested into it. I'm really eager to see what happens with Carden and Jude, because I really love their relationship. I really hope that maybe the second part of the book will be more fun and more intense, and I don't know, like I said, less predictable. So yes, I will continue reading. It's actually already late, so I will be reading like before I go to sleep. I'm not sure how much I will read today, but I will try to read as much as possible. I started to read today at 4 p.m. So like to complete the 48 challenge, I need to finish everything until 4 p.m, not tomorrow, the day after tomorrow. So yes, I will continue reading and we will see what I'm thinking and if I will like the book more or less. Hello, this is the next day, and guess what? I finished The Cruel Prince! Yay! Okay, so actually I didn't finish it last night and I had 50 more pages to go when I went to sleep. But today when I woke up, I read the rest. And yes, I actually finished the first book and I have a lot of thoughts and a lot of feelings, and I'm actually not sure how to feel about this book. Okay, so it was enjoyable. I liked the book. It was good. I didn't think it was bad. I really love the world building. I really love the characters, especially Jude and Carden. I love Jude and Carden so much. Their relationship, the enemies to lovers relationship, is so good. Like this is the exact enemies to lovers relationship that I really wanted to read for a long time, and I think that their relationship is the thing that I enjoyed most in the book. But the plot, I felt like something is missing. The plot was good. There was unexpected things, But I think that most of the things that happened were really predictable, like predictable from the start predictable. It wasn't mind-blowing like in any way. This won't be one of my faves, like for sure. And I don't think that I want to give this a star rating yet. I think that maybe I will give star rating like in the end of the vlog after I will read all of them. And you all know what it means. It means that I'm starting to read The Wicked King. Yes! Oh my god, I'm so excited. I'm hoping that it will be better than the first one, because I do think that the foundation of the first one is really good. Like the world building, the characters, everything that happened has a huge potential to be so much better. So yes, I'm going to start to read The Wicked King. I'm not enjoying this book at all. Okay, so I've read 165 pages. I'm currently in the middle of the book, like right here. It isn't good at all. I really want to enjoy this one because actually this is the book that I heard most people talk about. I'm not sure why people talk specifically about this book, and I'm really hoping that the second part of the book will be better, because by now everything is really boring. I don't know, the pacing is so slow and I actually feel like nothing has changed. Like I've read so many pages by now. Why nothing is moving on? If I'm being honest with you, some parts of the book made me want to DNF it, like DNF the whole series. But I really want to complete this challenge, so I'm going to force myself read also the rest of the book, and I'm really hoping that things will change and that things will get more intense, because by now it's so boring and actually it feels so pointless. But I still really love the characters. Jude is so amazing, and of course I love Carden so much. Just the plot is so slow and so boring, and I don't know, until now it took me so long to read what I read so far. I'm actually starting to be afraid that I won't finish the books in time. I'm not sure that I'm going to make it. I'm not enjoying this book at all by now. Please, I really want for the end to be good and to be something different. I think that I'm not going to sleep a lot today because I really want to finish everything. So for now, my aim is to finish this book as quickly as possible. So yes, I will go back into reading. I will see you soon. I finished the book! Oh my god, guys, I'm so happy because the end was actually really good. This is exactly the thing that I really hoped that will happen. And the end was so fun and enjoyable and so intense, and the pacing was so good. There was some predictable things, but there also was some things that I didn't expect at all. The ending was nothing like the start. It was just so good. Like, I really enjoyed the ending. But if I'm comparing this book to the first one, because of the start of this book, overall I think that I enjoyed the first one more, because like the last 100 pages of this one were perfect, were so good, and I'm actually really excited to read the last one and to find out what is going to happen and like how the series is going to end. This is the cool thing about binge reading a series, because I don't really need to wait. I just read everything. So it's really fun because I actually going to know how everything is going to end. I'm really glad that things like turn up the way they turn up. I'm just hoping that the last book won't be the same, but I'm really hoping that the start of the book won't be as boring as the start of this one. And yes, I'm so excited to read the last one. Like always, Jude and Carden are amazing. I love their relationship so much. They're the perfect enemies to lovers. This is the exactly enemies to lovers relationship that I really wanted to read. But actually it's already midnight. Like I have until 4 p.m. tomorrow to read the last book, and until now it took me a whole day to read also the first book and also the second one. So yes, I'm really afraid and I'm also really tired, but it doesn't matter because I'm going to start reading the book today, right now, although it's already midnight and although that I'm tired. I'm going to finish the last book in time. I'm saying to you it right now. I'm really motivated. So yes, I will start reading the last book finally. So I will see you tomorrow and I will tell you how much I read. I've read until 5 a.m. Yes, I actually read most of the night, and it's right now 9 a.m. so I didn't sleep much, but I got to the half of the book. I read almost 150 pages, and like you can see, we are in the half. And guys, Queen of Nothing is so good by now. Like, I'm really enjoying this book. Like, everything is really interesting. The pacing is so good. We already know the characters, which I really love, but the plot in this book is so amazing. And like, I read only half of it, but I just couldn't stop reading. Like, I read until 5 a.m. I also wanted to read more, but I was so tired. I was really scared that it will be like The Wicked King, because The Wicked King, the end was really good, but the start was so bad. By now, the start is like the best thing that I read from all the series, and I really want to keep reading, so I will keep reading. Like I said, it's 9 a.m. right now. I have until 4 p.m. to read 150 pages, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to finish it way sooner. So yes, I will keep reading, and I will see you really soon. You see this? This book is the best book in the series. Like, hands down, I was so impressed. I really didn't expect to love this book this much. Definitely my fave. It was so fun, I just couldn't stop reading. The plot was amazing. The characters are good as always, but the plot in this one was just so good. Like, there was a little bit of predictable things, but most of the things I didn't expect at all. It was just so emotional and so intense. And like I said so many times by now, Carden is everything. I love him so much. Now that I finished reading the series, I can say definitely that Carden is my favorite character, and after Carden, Jude. Also, I really love the ending, and I'm so glad that I enjoyed this much from the end of the series. But yes, like, the fourth book is the most exciting one, and reading the first two were worth it only for the last one. So yes, we all know what it means. I finished the Fog of the Air series in 48 hours. Yesterday was the hardest day because also I didn't enjoy the start of The Wicked King at all, and it was really hard to read it, and like, I wasn't sure if I will be able to finish everything in time, but I actually finished everything. It was such an intense experience, like reading the whole series in 48 hours, but I just read everything and I was so like into the world, and I wasn't Jane anymore. I was in the world of fairies. Like, I really love the concept of binge reading, and so far I'm really enjoying this series. But let's talk about what I'm thinking about each book after I read everything. The Cruel Prince. It was a good book. Like I said, the characters are amazing. The thing that bothered me the most is that most of the things were really predictable. So I can say that I enjoyed this book fully, and I'm giving this book 3.5 stars. The Wicked King. You know, I didn't enjoy it. but I didn't enjoy the start. If I will give a star rating to the first half of the book, I will give it 1 or 2 stars. It was that bad. Like, I really didn't enjoy the start at all, but the second half of the book were really good. And if I need to give a star rating for the second half of the book, I think that I will give it 4 stars. So the final rating that I gave for The Wicked King is 3 stars. So it's just the average, and it also feels right. And The Queen of Nothing. I gave The Queen of Nothing 4 stars. 4 stars is a really good rating for me. It isn't a perfect book, but I really enjoyed it. It was really hard for me to put it down. I just wanted to keep reading. It's my favorite book of the series. So yes, this book gets 4 stars. Still can't believe that I actually finish 3 books in 48 hours. Like, I usually read fast, but in English, because English isn't my native language, I read slower. And like, I believed that I can read 3 books in 48 hours because I started to do this vlog. If I didn't believe myself, I didn't start to do this vlog. But yesterday, when I was like in the half of the way, I actually started to think, what am I doing to myself? Like, how can I read 3 books in 48 hours? But I did it, and I'm so proud of myself. And also, I finally read the series, which I really wanted to do for so long. It's a really hyped up series. It was really high on my TBR. And if I need to give an overall star rating for all the series, it's 3.5 stars. 3.5 stars in my opinion is good. Also 3 stars is good. Like 3 stars is a nice book, a book that I enjoyed. I had such a good time reading, and it was so fun. Now I can't wait until the next episode of binge reading. It was so intense, but it was also really fun, and I really want to do it again. So if you have a series that you want me to binge read, please tell me in the comments. I'm uploading 2 times a week on Sundays and Wednesdays, so the next video will come on Sunday. I'm doing a lot of reading vlogs, and there will be also a lot of reading vlogs coming soon. But until the next video, you can check more videos by me. Thank you so much for watching. It was so fun, and I will see you in the next video. Bye everyone!